everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Jo here. I hope you're all well. If you're new here, I'm Jo. I do craft videos. I usually do 3 a week on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you leave a comment, I will reply. And if you've not subscribed and you want to see more from me, then it'd be wonderful if you joined our family and friends. If you're returning, as always, my friends, welcome back and thank you for your continued support. So for today's project, I wanted to upcycle a box that I got from a charity shop. The lines that are on it, I drew them on. I nearly forgot to take a picture of what it looked like before, and as I started drawing where I wanted to paint, I realized I hadn't taken a picture, so I quickly took one. So the lines weren't on it when I bought it. I paid £1 for it, and I love taking something old that I find in the charity shop and upcycling it into something that I love. So yeah, let's get into it. So this is the box. Like I said, I paid £1 for it. It's just plain black inside, and I just want to make it a little bit more special. And I'm going to start with the front. I'm going to measure out where I want to paint. I'm going to paint the sides as well as the back and the bottom. So it's all going to be painted except from a strip in the center and each side. I'm going to find the center using a ruler and a pencil. And the good thing with this is you can rub off your pencil marks on the wood. As I was making this, I actually thought, what else could I have done with it? And I realised it would have been perfect for flooring in a miniature. So if I ever see another one, I'm going to pick one up. And yeah, I'm going to use it for flooring in one of my miniatures. But I'm just finding the centre at the top, at the front. And then I want to find the centre at the bottom as well. And this is just so that when I draw my striped design, it's in the right place before I paint it. So now I'm going to mark out my V shape in the center, and I'm going to start from each side and I'm going to work my way into the center of the box. And then I'm going to draw another V just underneath it, and it was 2.5 centimeters in width. So I'm drawing my first V, leaving a 2.5 centimeter gap, and then drawing my second V. And I'm just going to do that with the pencil and the ruler. And I'm going to continue the shape on each side as well. So this is what it looks like now that I've got it in place and I'm happy with where it is. And I've continued that stripe on the sides. You can't see it on this side, but you can see it on the other side. And I've just continued it across to the bottom corner. So I'm going to paint the bottom white. I'm going to leave the center bit in the brown color of the box, and then the top bit I'm going to paint blue, as well as the back and the top. I was originally just going to paint it and realized that I couldn't get my line straight enough, so I ended up putting some masking tape on, and the masking tape I used was from Poundland. I think I got 2 or 3 rolls for £1. So I'm just going to put on my first lot of masking tape, and as you can see, I started painting it and I thought, nope, this isn't going to work. So yeah, I put the masking tape on. And I'm going to do 3 coats of each of the paints. I'm going to do a coat with the brush to make sure I get it in all the gaps of the wood. And then I'm going to do 2 coats using a washing up sponge. I've just cut a small section off, and I'm just going to dab the paint on just so I don't get any brush strokes. But this is the bottom section done. So this is the white, and it's still wet at the moment because I want to take the masking tape off while it's still wet. So I'm going to do that in a second. And this is just so that I don't pull off the dry paint when I take off the masking tape. So I do it when it's wet. So I'm just taking my time nice and slowly and pulling it off. To leave a pretty straight line where I wanted it to be. There is a little bit of paint that's overlapped the masking tape, and I'll just use a craft knife to just gently scrape that away just to neaten up the edges, but I'll do that in the end once everything's painted. So there's our first section. So I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to add masking tape to cover over the brown line, and then I can work on painting the top. So for the top, I'm going to paint it in a mixture of peacock green metallic paint from Poundland and my white acrylic paint, and this is just to make it a little bit thicker and a bit lighter. And I'm going to do 3 coats exactly the same way as I did the white. And again, while it's still wet, I'm just going to pull off the masking tape. So everything is wet except from the white. And hopefully it's left quite a nice neat line. A little bit of blue paint that I need to pull off, like I said I'm going to do with the craft knife a little bit later on, but this is what it looks like at the side. And here it is dry. So I want to work on the base, and I'm going to be using an old bracelet to form little feet, and I'm just going to cut this up. I can't even remember the last time I wore this. And I'm just going to take it apart and take 4 of the beads and glue them in place, 2 at the front and 2 at the back, just using the hot glue gun. And now they're stuck down, I'm going to start to paint the bottom. So I'm going to do it white like the front. I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to paint it with the brush first, and then I'm going to do 2 coats with the sponge, let it dry, and then we can get on to the next part. So everything's dry. I'm really happy with how it's looking. And then originally when I came up with the idea of doing something to this, I was going to use this bottle of potpourri that I got from a charity shop. I paid £1 for it. I got it from the same place as I got the box, but I decided not to use it in the end. I'll use it for something else. I wanted to decorate the top, but what I am going to use is this little heart that was on the ribbon around the top of it. I'm going to paint this white, and this is going to be for the center. It just needed something just to add a little bit more detail, so I'm going to paint that. And then I'm just going to open the box slightly so that I can glue the heart in place. I'm only gluing it to one side of the box, which will be the top section, because if I'd have glued the whole thing straight onto the box, I wouldn't have been able to open it. So I've just opened it slightly so I know where I'm gluing. So I'm just making sure that only the heart is glued to the top bit, like so. So I can still open the box. And then it added a little hole in it, which was where it was tied to the ribbon or the thread around the top of the bottle. And I'm just going to pop a little gold bead. Again, this is off the bracelet that I took apart. And I'm just going to glue that in place like so, just to hide the hole. And then to finish off, I'm just using some of the yacht varnish from Poundland, and this is near enough clear. There is a little bit of a tint to it, so I'm only going to do a very light coat, and I'm just going to do this all over the box just to seal the paint. And I'm just going to use some wooden skewers. I'm going to break a couple up, and I'm just going to pop this in between the lid and the base, just so that I don't varnish the two together, so I can still open it and close it. And like I said, I'm just going to do 1 coat, very light, especially over the white. I did a bit more on the lid and the back because of the blue. And I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm just going to add a couple more beads to the heart on the front, and it will be finished. And here it is. I absolutely love this. Honestly, these colours are just so my colours. I really love how this turned out. I was thinking of putting some stuff just above the beads at the front, but in the end I decided no, I liked it the way that it was. It was nice and simple but effective. And yeah, I'm just really happy that I left the brown strip through the middle. I just wanted to be able to still see what it was when I bought it and what it was like. And yeah, I'm really happy that I've done it like this. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you on Monday, guys. Take care for now. Bye.